Good morning. Next news. John Hoffman's wife threw herself in front of their daughter to protect her in politically motiva. TED assassination, family says. People. The Minnesota senator and his wife were injured by gunfire in the attack on June 14. Below are your comments. Their daughter Hope has spina bifida. Probably need a chair to get around. Her mom and dad have probably been physically protecting her all her life. She was not injured. So incredibly sad. My condolences to the families. The arrogance and self-righteousness of some people will end up setting us all at each other's throat. T.S. If we don't challenge them. I'm an old-school conservative and have many disagreements with the modern left. But the idea that we're supposed to start a war with them is just exemplary of sheer pettiness and bloodshed for the sake of bloodlust. It's not as if the socio-political left doesn't have its own fanatics that do this sort of thing either on occasion. The polarization in this country has been a two-person tango, but honestly, I'm finding myself alienated from the modern right and what it's become, and sick and tired of everyone going after other people's throats. I once thought and I still am confident that we could debate. None of this is necessary. Notice how fast Republicans are trying to pivot to the suspect being a Walz appointee, as if he hasn't had to appoint equal numbers of Republicans and Democrats to various positions because they rebalance. Crazy knows no bounds. You can try to put this in a box, rationalize it, blame someone else for it, but the bottom line is, crazy with a gun is hard to spot and tough to stop. Democrats and Republicans need to come together as a team and condemn this. See what side you're on here. When this happens, people from the other side are quick to say, this is how they always act. It's not us, the normal-ish people that make up the majority, it's the 1% that can't act right. January 6th was ruined by the 1%, the 2020 protests ruined by the 1%, and the current protests ruined by the 1%. I am sure I'll still get comments about hate towards one side or the other. We are divided and need to come together before it's too late. How weak must you be, that your only recourse against people who believe differently than you, is to bleep them in cold blood. Rip to the deceased and prayers for recovery to the rest of the victims. We are now officially living in the third world. Those on the far-right media doesn't understand that people with illness take what they say as truth. They act out BQs they are told somebody is taking away their rights and hates them. It's all for show and entertainment by people like Tucker Carlson and Fox News, but some people do not understand they are entertainment, not the truth. Most of the people commenting are more interested in who to blame instead of sympathy for the victim. 2 have tragically lost their lives and 2 more are hospitalized. Who cares if the bleeper is a Democrat or a Republican? He's a coward and he needs to pay dearly for his actions. Our thoughts should be with the victims and their families and not on which party is responsible. Such an insane and monstrous act. The guy was a nut. No matter his political leaning, he was the enemy. A loving, caring mother at her best. What a woman. This was an act of targeted political violence, Walz said. Peaceful discourse is the foundation of our democracy. 0. We don't settle their differences with violence or at gunpoint in the state of Minnesota. Except we end protesting Trump. Vance Luther Bolter, 57, was appointed by Walz in 2019 to serve on the governor's Workforce Development Board but also leads an international security firm, the 00. To everyone claiming the bleeper is a Democrat, not true. Please read. While he previously served on Minnesota's Governor's Workforce Development Board, he was originally Appointed by Governor Mark Dayton in 2016 and then reappointed by Walz in 2019, the governor's office appoints thousands of people of all political parties to these. These are unpaid, external boards that the legislature creates, not appointments to positions in the governor's cabinet. Bolter last registered to vote in 2022 as a Republican, according to the New York Post, which is a right-wing newspaper. If they say he was a registered Republican, then it's likely true. What is this world turning into? The very person you are supposed to call on in a time of need, someone is impersonating them. It makes you nervous. Will the officer that show up be real one or what? This world is so corrupt, and evil.as they say, the devil in sheep. God's blessing to them all. No doubt the bleepers assume they will get a pardon if caught. Yep, blame it all on Trump. Everything wrong in the world is Trump's fault. By a man who was appointed by none other than Tim Walz himself. Plus, how did Tim Walz know it was politically motivated before an investigation? Seems to me someone should be looking at Tim Walz. How can this happen in the most advanced civilized country? We must come to the conclusion that the Second Amendment was really meant for intellectually overwhelmed Americans having great difficulty to understand what democracy really means. I hope someone will be able to help Hope through the next several months. This was an act of a coward. I hope the rest of the family will be able to support her emotionally and guide her on her journey through life. This is incredibly sad. I don't like others. I don't like anyone who is of non-European heritage, and I don't like a lot of Europeans. I don't like books, education, and anyone who is educated and reads books. I don't like people who do not think like me, look like me, or agree with me. I want the good old days when all those others knew their place and stood in their place. I don't care about women, make them carry to term even if it bleep them. I especially don't care for women who vote, hold office, or do anything outside of the kitchen. Most times I don't like who I am, but I am stuck with me. I will vote against my own best interest if I think it will hurt those others more than it will hurt me. Give me someone to look down on or blame and you can freely pick my pockets. If it excites me enough, I will empty my pockets for you. I am in a cult but firmly believe I am a Christian. If Christ were here today, I would call him a lefty communist. I would stop members of the Boston Tea Party from defying the king. Who am I? I am MAGA. Has Trump pardoned the MAGA bleeper yet? Probably give him a cabinet appointment, since he could drive a car, probably transportation secretary. You can say it is politically motivated all you want, but that is probably untrue. Per reports, the perpetrator had a problem with abortion and was unhappy with his state government's position. We can blame Donald's hateful rhetoric 24/7, 365. I've had to spend time explaining to my grandchild Ren what makes a good president and what makes a hateful, terrible person. Scissor United States. Actually, it's not all that difficult. It's easy to find good examples of both. Don equals bad, Biden equals good. They get it pretty quickly. What has our country come to? Missing the peaceful Biden presidency. All the years of DJT spewing hate has brought us to this point. This is so sad. My prayers are with the victims. Our country is split in half because of the actions of the current leader of our country. I'm scared. Very scared. Gee, I wonder who could have inspired these attacks. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.